Friday, February 16th, 9 p.m. Mountain Time, 2018. Guys, this next video is about sinkholes, and big sinkholes at that, and more earthquake pictures from Manila near the epicenter of the recent 7.2 magnitude quake in South Mexico. And as you can see here, more damage to a building. And again, this could have been a lot worse, so we're thankful that there were no injuries and no buildings collapsed. Could have been, if this quake were a little shallower, it would have been a lot worse. You can see here glass has fallen to the ground and broken. If you look up here at the top, you can see towards the ceiling at the top of this wall, you can see a stress crack all the way around the top of the wall. Cabinets open, dishes falling out of the cabinet. So it did do some significant damage in a small area. Could have been a lot worse, though. Thank you, Minia, for sharing those pictures. And I want to thank you guys for sharing the massive sinkhole from over in Rome. This story was an incredible story, how a hole opened up in Rome, swallowing cars, prompting the evacuation of, I think, 20 households, 20 homes. Big sinkhole. Let me see if I can find, right here. Look at this. Look at that. And that happened this week, and this isn't the only place this happened. Now, this here is a rather extreme case, but I've got another one to share with you that was sent to me by Dawn, and this was on Facebook. And let me show you where this is out of, to kind of put it in perspective. Right here in the north central, kind of the north central part of Florida, a place called the Villages. When I lived in Florida, the Villages was, or at least part of the Villages, was under construction. And it's a community in the central part of Florida, south of Ocala, where we saw the really interesting sky phenomenon here last week. This is the Villages, and there was a sinkhole that opened up here. And if I'm not mistaken, it was today. And I'm going to share a video with you that was shared with me from Dawn. This is on Facebook. She found this. This is incredible. There's multiple sinkholes that open up in this subdivision. It's called the Villages, and it's in Florida. And also, a lake begins to drain that's behind these sinkholes in this subdivision. Also, homes were evacuated in this area. So, when you start to put things into perspective with regard to the earthquake swarms, in fact, record-setting swarms, the big quake we just saw a couple hours ago in Mexico, and now we're seeing sinkholes pop up around the earth. And I think that this one here, it was reported 7 hours ago. I'm not exactly sure when it happened. I think yesterday. The big sinkhole in Rome occurred on Wednesday. So a lot of activity this week with regard to quakes, swarms, big quakes, and sinkholes. So check this video out here. This is out of Florida.
This is what's going on right now. Crews are out with emergency management from the sheriff's office. About 1 o'clock in the morning, the neighbors reported hearing what sounded like thunder. They came outside to discover that a sinkhole had opened up, and since then, this hole has grown. Right now, I believe this hole is about 35 foot deep, 18 foot across, the large hole. 2 more holes have opened up in front of the home, and at this point, there are 2 houses that are threatened. We have evacuated the neighbors as well, and crews are still assessing the damage from the building department and also from the emergency management, so we'll determine how far this has spread. The lake behind me has dropped. The water has dropped rapidly over the last few hours also. So it's going to be an ongoing thing here today, just inspecting and seeing how far this reaches. So what we're looking at here in the lake is a drain swirl, basically, as the water continues to drain out of the lake at a fairly rapid pace. As there's 3 holes around these homes, and the 4th and the 5th one opening up, so they're waiting on a geotechnical survey. That's an underground sonar look at what's going on underground. It's going to give them an idea of how to mitigate this event and fill these holes and stop that from spreading.
You can see the homes there were starting to show signs of stress. They were cracking. The lake had opened up an apparent hole of its own. The lake was draining behind these homes. The water was disappearing. Sinkholes were opening up in this neighborhood, and it seemed to cover a fairly widespread area. So a lot going on around our planet when you put everything into perspective. A lot of geological events going on, and there was a geological event in the South Caribbean just the other day where the mud volcano just suddenly erupted, covering 3 acres with a 6-foot high wall of mud. So it's been a very eventful week. I look for more things to come, but the earthquake in Mexico, the pictures that I shared with you, thanks to Mania, who just shared these with us, and these are new pictures that just came out less than 30 minutes ago. That situation, like we said, could have been a lot worse. We're thankful it wasn't, but these are new pictures out of near the epicenter in South Mexico. Rome, big sinkhole, swallowing many cars. So the earth is very active right now, and look for more of the same to come in the days ahead. I think we'll see more of this in the days ahead. We'll see more quakes in the days ahead too. So thanks guys for sending all of the links and the information there. I really appreciate it. Some of that I hadn't heard of. I'd heard about that sinkhole in Rome, but not the one in the villages in Florida. And if you haven't checked out the site, by all means do. I won't go into my spiel like I always do, but it's a good little hub for information. Bookmark it. Check it multiple times a day. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, be safe out there.